Hey guys, Chuke here with Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. I wanted to talk about my plan for next hunting season, and this is understandable for most people, especially people who hunt around here, because tons of guys that I know personally hunt with a 308 AR10 style rifle. It's not technically an AR10, but for this video I'll call it an AR10. It's a 308 rifle and a AR platform, I guess. But anyways, my plan is to hunt with a 308 AR10 rifle this next hunting season, and really excited about this. What I have is a CMMG Mark III in 308 7.62. And I'm really excited about it. I won't get into the total specs. It's not really light, but it's not super heavy for an AR-10 either. It's got an 18-inch barrel, which is better than the 16-inch barrel that they offer, so I think that's going to be good for hunting. I do have a bipod on there. It was very accurate. I shot better than my hunting bolt guns with this because of the bipod, because my hunting rifles, I don't have bipods on them right now. I'm just rusting them on backpacks at the range, on sandbags, and you know, I'm getting over an inch MOA. This thing I got, it would have been sub MOA except for one little flyer, but I got one MOA at 100 yards. Super happy with it, really accurate. I'm running a Mark IV Leopold. This is kind of controversial too. It's a fixed 10x fixed scope, but they don't even make these anymore, these Mark IVs, the fixed 10x's, and they're pretty cool because people will try to get them refurbished. They'll pay $1,500 for one of these because they want to make a period specific M24 sniper rifle. So these things are popular, but it's got mil dots. I'm going back to the mil dot. Excited to hunt with that and just learn how to be really accurate with this at different ranges. So this is, and I am going to get a probably a Mako butt stock for it. So I'm going to go with a different stock. Otherwise, I'm just going with this. And somebody's always going to say, you can't hunt with an AR-10. You can't hunt with more than 10 rounds, Chuke, more than 5 rounds. And just be quiet, because in Alaska, I could bring a big box and I could hunt with a 100-round drum or a belt-fed 308 if I wanted to, that was semi-auto with 100 rounds on it. There's no magazine limitation in Alaska. That being said, I am going to stick with the 10-round mags just because when I can, I like to go prone. It only happens about 40% of the time because usually there's tall grass, but if I'm in a clearing or somewhere on the tundra or the flat part of a mountain, I'm able to go prone, and I just find myself so much more accurate hunting prone. So it's really nice, and that's why I'll keep the added weight of the bipod. And I do have, I picked up a 20-round mag, but I'm just going to get more 10-round mags. There's you know, I'll probably have an extra 10-round mag in my pocket. It wouldn't make sense to hunt with a 20-round mag just because I like to go prone and that would hit the dirt. Obviously, I'm not going to hike for miles and miles in the mountains with this. I've got a mountain rifle in 270 when I know that it's a hardcore hike. If I'm going 3 to 5 miles, that's going to be the gun I'm going to take. But if I'm just hunting bear with Chuck again on the beach, we hardly walked very far from our tent before we started shooting at bears. In those kind of hunts, which is a lot of the hunting I do, this is going to be perfect. I don't mind that it's a little heavy. I've got a lot of lightweight gear, so that's why I'm going to bring this. There are a couple downsides to hunting with an AR-10, as you know, and I just keep telling Chuck the heart wants what the heart wants. He doesn't seem to listen to me, but some of the downsides would be the weight, the gas system. You know, Chuck says I'm going to be losing a little velocity. Hopefully not, especially since I'm using Hornady ammo, which I really like, the Super Performance GMX 165 grain. He said those tend to be a little lower on the velocity, and with the gas system, I might lose even more. But I'm not really worried about it. The pluses there are many. One is ammo availability and price. 308 is everywhere. And also the gun manufacturers love 308. All the new models you see, they're coming out in 6.5 Creedmoor and 308. And by the way, I think 308 is a way better choice than 6.5 Creedmoor for hunting. You know, some people ask me, why didn't you get it in 6.5? which would be cool. I don't hate on the 6.5 round. I just think 308's way better for killing animals than 6.5 Creedmoor. You know, the longest shot I've taken at a caribou has been 400 yards. That was with the 308. And that was even hard to find when you got uneven ground. When I shoot a caribou at that far away, it always takes me 2 hours just to find it because I have to hike down and then try to remember where it was, bad at directions. But anyways, gun manufacturers love it. The ammo is cheap. You can get surplus 7.62 ammo in big packs for dirt cheap. That's a huge plus because not only for hunting, obviously this is a battle rifle. I can use it as a battle rifle, and I like it way better than the M14 or you know, whatever that SOCOM was, and that's another video. But I really like this. And other pluses would be it's low recoil. 308 has very low recoil compared to a lot of the other hunting rounds. And I just like the recoil of the 308. The shorter shell of the 308 makes it more reliable. You don't have many jams in these type of weapons, especially if they're good ones. I especially think the CMMG are really tough. You know, I was going to get a POF Revolution because of the lightweight, but I just don't trust it as much as CMMG. These things are super tough. And I don't think I'm going to have any problems with it, especially if you clean them, keep them well lubed. These things are pretty reliable nowadays. So, and the next thing that people will argue about with me too is a 30 caliber bullet. The 308 30 caliber bullet, it does so well with large game. I've taken caribou with a 308 using Hornady ammo and just dropped it, blown big holes out the back of it, lost a little meat, but I just drop animals with the 308. Even my dad says 30-06 is good for Alaska, but 308's fine. 308 will work. A lot of people argue that with me, but that's the thing. With something like this, I've got a semi-auto gun. You know, if I've got a bear that I take, it's going to have some pretty fast follow-up shots. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go hunting brown bear with this gun. I'm not. If I have a dedicated brown bear hunt, I'm going to get a big round, a big rifle made for dangerous game. But that being said, I always say if I'm on a caribou hunt and I see a brown bear, it's going to turn into a brown bear hunt every time. And if I would have no problem firing at a brown bear with this thing, especially with the extra follow-up shots I'm going to have and you know, the extra mag or two I'll have in my pocket. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's a great choice. It might be a little weird for some people, but I know tons of people that shoot moose and bears with their AR10s chambered in 308 here in Alaska, and it's enjoyable for them, and they found it to work really well. So let the arguments begin. Please message in the comments what you think. Also, you know, Black Friday just started. My buddies at Northern Knives have 20% off on all their 3-Dog knives. That's their in-house brand. And checkout code is BFD20. And that's going to go until December 2nd. So please like and subscribe. Help me out on Patreon if you can. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.
Outdoor adventure.